been fighting for? Are you out there on the front lines or at home keeping score? Do you care to be the layer of the bricks that seal your fate? Or would you rather be the architect of what we might create?
What's your name?
I'm Emily.
Emily. I'm Terry. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I've seen you guys out here a couple of times. Just kind of wondering what's kind of motivating you and motivating me.
What's motivating me?
Yeah.
Well, the detainees that are being tortured at Guantanamo and have been there for 9 years, and only 1% of them have ever been charged and convicted with a crime. So that's a big motivator for me being out here.
Yeah. So do you feel like we shouldn't have people put away like that? Is that, I mean, what's your main concern?
Well, I feel that they should have a fair trial and that they should have a trial. If we're charging them and we are taking responsibility for them,
Yeah.
we have to do something about it. We can't just put them away forever.
Yeah. You feel like, and I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just kind of interested why you're out here. So do you guys feel that the events of 9/11 and other terrorist attack, does that give us maybe more room to be aggressive in terms of people that might be a potential threat to innocent people? Is there a balance there, or do you think that that's not the case?
Well, I think that 9/11 gets brought up a lot in relation to Guantanamo, but there really isn't much of a connection when you look at how many people have been there, how many people the government's released itself. There have been 776 detained in Guantanamo since the beginning of the War on Terror, but our own government has cleared for release over 600 detainees and released them. So the remaining ones that are there, it doesn't make any sense. You know, if they think that they're guilty, they should put them on trial. But, you know, they're not doing that, a lot of them. And some of the ones that are still there, there's over 80 that are being released and still there. That, you know, there is no connection to Guantanamo. If there was a connection, there is no connection to 9/11. If there was one, it shouldn't have taken them 9 years to figure it out, you know. So,
and you would agree that there are, Senate Intelligence Committee, Senate Intelligence Committee, and that they have access to documents that we don't have, because we know that because we found, we know that exists, that documents, they might have information that maybe that we don't as average citizens.
No, I think that's true, but I think that the numerous cases of innocent people having wasted 5 years of their life, for instance, like Ahmed Rashidi, who was a chef, was taken in, considered one of the chief leaders of Al-Qaeda. He was nicknamed the General. And then after 5 years, you know, they discovered that after the Boston Globe was able to get a hold of his pay stubs to prove that he was actually working as a gourmet chef in London during the same time he'd been accused of training in an Al-Qaeda terrorist camp. You know, he's released after over 5 years of being in Guantanamo, being tortured, and, you know, then he has to reconnect to his family. And I think if you know, consider what it would be like for you to be separated from, I assume this is your daughter, for 5 years, I mean, that's just a mistake that it's too life-altering and permanently damaging to be able to continue making after you know that you've done it so many times, you know. So
Great conversation. Do you have an organization, or are you just like one certain friends or whatever?
As friends, you know, learned about this. We thought it was too terrible to not do anything about it.
Are you for the death penalty or against the death penalty?
I'm against them.
According to Amnesty International, but like since the early 1900s, like 350 people that probably were instantly executed. And so some might argue it's like, well, Justin, you're against it. Why? That's right here on our soil. Why you're not out protesting that way?
Well, there's certainly a lot of things to oppose, a lot of issues to talk about, and I've been out for more than this issue. I've helped create a book about homeless youth. Wesley over there has helped with that as well. We're all vegans, so we deserve that. animal rights to me. I haven't been out speaking about the death penalty, but I think that everybody here has been filling their time speaking out about not just this, but other things that they're concerned about.
Have any of you guys ever been at Guantanamo Bay?
No.
My sister's she's actually a law professor, and she probably would side with your position, I think, on most issues. And she's been to Guantanamo Bay. She did a lot of human rights law. She said it's the conditions there are very, very good, very good.
Yeah.
So I mean, so can we say that maybe the government has information on people through the various ways that they're able to obtain different information, and that people might be a serious threat in terms of mass destruction on innocent human beings, and they're using that authority and that knowledge to detain those people to make sure that doesn't happen. You guys think that's a possibility?
It's a possibility, but it's a very unlikely one when you consider that the government has only had 5 convictions in 9 years of Guantanamo's existence. I mean, if it really has such significant proof on these people that they are terrorists, they are significant threats to the United States, then there is no reason for them not to put them on trial, not to show this evidence and, convict them. But that just hasn't happened. So, I mean, on the note of, I don't know if you said your friend, your sister-in-law, or
Sister.
who's, been to Guantanamo. I have a friend, and, some of the rest of us know Brandon Neely, who was a former Guantanamo guard who witnessed and took part in some pretty nasty stuff at Guantanamo when it had first opened. Now, the conditions have changed since it first opened, but regardless of how prisoners are being treated right now at Guantanamo, the fact remains that they're indefinitely detained, and to be indefinitely detained away from your family for over 9 years is ridiculous and it shouldn't be happening.
You know where Guantanamo Bay is?
Yeah.
And theoretically, I mean, US an enemy of the United States. I mean, they're not a direct threat to us, but they would be they're a communist form of government and be a threat to us. The fact that we have real estate on the landmass of Cuba is a good thing for us. Do you think? I mean, in terms of the fact that we got an enemy close by, and by having a presence there is a tremendous effect. Yeah, in terms of
Well, that's kind of off the topic of whether or not there should be people detained there. I think that's not really what this is about at all. I mean, if the United States wanted to, actually run everybody through a trial and maintain a presence in Cuba, I don't know. I think that'd be a different discussion.
all right. So my next question now is, can I ask you about